Hello there, Chaotic Comics with a haul video. It's been several months since I've made a video. For those of you who follow me, and there aren't a lot, you'll know that to be true. In that time, since my last video, I probably purchased about 12 short boxes of comics. I will not attempt to show all of those, obviously. I'll just show some of the items that I bought. First up, I made a trip last weekend to Redding, California. My mother-in-law was having surgery. And the day after, Saturday, I'd gone to this place, Jolly Giant Flea Market. And they typically have comic books. Nothing great. But the vendor that I purchased the books from, they used to be $1 each. And then it said 50 cents each or 3 for $1. So these are some of the items that I bought. Nothing great, but for 33 cents each, I can't complain. So the first up is Green Lantern 23. Just a cool cover. Green Lantern with his rings. I think there's a variant to this with Batman and the rings. I may be mistaken, but that's the one that's worth something. But for 33 cents, I picked it up. Shazam 34. Not in the best of condition, but it's the first Captain Nazi. Uncanny X-Men 211, part of the 25th anniversary. I know that these covers are somewhat sought after. I have a few. I think I have G.I. Joe. And that's the only one I can think of right now. So I picked this one up. Wolverine. Picked this one up. Captain America 323. Once again for 33 cents. I can't complain. I'm really into Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's always been my favorite movie. And I have a couple of these, but whenever I see them, I pick them up. And once again, for 33 cents, I couldn't pass. Monsters of the Month variant cover, and it's Dick Grayson as the creature. And then another Grayson cover, Lego variant. This Convergence, just Bill Sienkiewicz. Or Sienkiewicz cover. I like his artwork. Just thought it was a cool cover. This one is Knights of the Pendragon 18, and I just thought it was really odd. It has knights obviously on horseback, and then it also has Iron Man. I pick up usually first and last issues if I can find them, regardless if I collect the series or not. This is Atari Force, which I don't think was necessarily that popular. So it looks like it ran to 20 issues, but it was a final issue, so I picked that up. Darkhawk. I just kind of picked this up for fun with all the Darkhawk nonsense going around. This is his origin issue, or the origin finale. Just picked it up. 90s cover. Red chrome. This is a Gen 13 Fire from Heaven, but it's a Scott Campbell cover. Darkwing Duck #1, which I thought was cool. Once again, these aren't really worth much, just fun. This one I couldn't leave there. The Life of Christ, the Christmas story. Final issue of Warlord. What I'm not showing and I did pick up was I picked up almost a full run of Alpha Flight for 33 cents each. It didn't have the #1 or Lady Deathstrike, which I think is 33, or the final issue, but it had some run fillers. And then I picked up a few Warlords, and I picked up quite a bit of Conan, the original series. They were later issues. I think the earliest one was like 141, and then it goes up to the high 100s and then the low 200s. But it's kind of fun. And then this is Warlord final issue, which years ago I picked up Warlord, the first issue there as well. So I think he had some good stuff, but it's kind of been picked through. He's trying to blow out his inventory because he sells hardbound books. That's what he really wants to feature. So that's why he has 3 for $1. This is another J. Scott Campbell cover. Just thought it was cool. Deathmate, gold. the silver, and the black, which is Gen 13 first appearance. I have a bunch of these. I just pick them up whenever I see them. I don't know if they'll ever be worth anything. The new Titans, the last issue. I'm into metal and rock, so whenever I see these, I pick them up. Frank Zappa. This Catwoman cover, it's a one-shot, and I just thought it was cool. Catwoman. This was Night Witch number 3. Not the best of condition, but I think it goes for around $5 or $6 in the condition it's in. Crow of the Bear Clan number 1. Helena number 1. I like these action figure variant covers. Thought it was cool. Alf number 49. It's the issue before the last issue. These are just Society of America covers. Just thought they were well done. Pick them up. And this one's my favorite. This, it caught my eye. It's Comic-Con International San Diego Update number 1 from 1996. The comic behind it is Nom, the Marvel series, which I collect. But I just thought that was cool. Celebrating our 27th year. This is Teen Titans, and it's the first full appearance of Miss Martian and Bombshell. Amazing Spider-Man Annual, the Vibranium Vendetta, and it is the first Venom solo story. Shadow Star as a centerfold, first appearance. Alpha Flight, first Purple Girl. I love this cover. Alpha Flight, Pink Pearl, first appearance. And there were 4 of these. Spider-Man number 1. For 33 cents. Once again, I didn't want to leave them there. Exo Man-O-War. Shame that it's not one of the issues where there was the issue with the cover. I think this logo box is white and those are clear. But for 33 cents. Naira, and I know nothing about these. I just like the cover. Thought the cover was kind of cool. And then Asylum by Mike Deodato. Maxi Mage number 1. Rob Liefeld cover. And this was Lingerie number 1 with Lady Death. And that's the end of those. And then next I will show some of the other ones that I've picked up. And these are just ones I bought off eBay mostly. So first we have Action Comics 340, and it's the first Parasite. And it does have the all-important centerfold, which is a Spider-Man centerfold. A Superman centerfold. It'd be weird if it was Spider-Man. This is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. It's a rough copy. It's the first Silver Age Catwoman, but I got it. You know what? I bought all of these so long ago, I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it was maybe like 40 bucks. Which is, you know, in the condition it's in. Everything's attached, tight staples. It was worth it. And it covers fairly dirty, you know, white cover. This is the first full appearance of Red Sonja. Avengers 85, first Squadron Sinister. First comic book appearance of Rocket Raccoon. And this was maybe like 30, 40 bucks. I'll try to state the price if I remember. I think this was like 10 bucks. Or maybe $8. It's Detective Comics 566, just a really cool rogues gallery. Batlash, I got this from my comic shop, and see there's some issue down here. But it was a couple bucks. I just thought it was cool. I think it's the first Batlash. It's Showcase 76. It's just a pretty cool cover. A lot of times I'll pick up a cover just if I like it. Doesn't necessarily have any significance. This is Tomb of Dracula, and it's a pretty clean copy, and I got it for like, I don't know, $20-something. But I have a tape pull on the back, which is 100% my fault. The tape touched it, and just being an older cover, it took a little bit of the back cover with it, some of the color with it. But the front presents nice, and for the price I paid, I'm happy. And this I picked up. I think this might be worth something. I picked it up just because I'm trying to collect all the comics from the month and the year I was born. So this came out August 1970. Picked this up at my local LCS. He had a bunch of them, newsstand and direct. I think it was like 10 bucks. Just the new Flash. I just thought it was a really cool cover. There's a Addy Granoff cover. Picked it up for a few bucks. Amazing Spider-Man 602. This I got from a seller on a group I belong to on Facebook. Spider-Man 606. It was like 15 or 18 bucks. And then this was, I think, $15 or $18. A partial sketch variant, I think that is. This next story is kind of crazy. Or I think it's crazy. So I wanted the first appearance of Moonstone and Hulk 228. And it's the best deal I found. Was like $9.99, and it came with 3 other comics which were in terrible shape. The actual comic I wanted is probably in VF, maybe VF minus. These are in terrible condition. You see there's some issue here, writing on the cover, and then this came with it. But once again, I got the issue that I wanted, and it was like $9.99. And they said they throw in 2 additional comics, which I actually didn't know until I'd gone back to. When I show you, you'll see I'd gone back to reread the post, and it said they'll throw in 2 additional comics. So this is one of the ones they threw in. You know, no big deal. And then this is the other one they threw in, which I guess if they're going to throw in a comic, this is the one that you would probably want for free. So even though it has 3/4 of a cover, and it has the Marvel value stamp, and if it wasn't for the cover, this would easily be probably a VF comic, maybe VF minus. It's attached, other than the cover. Staples are there, you know, a few spine ticks here. It's a pretty clean copy, so it looks great from here down. But I just thought that was wild. That's one of the comics they threw in. And I think there might still be some value like that. So I bought this for, I think it was maybe $34, and it has the Lakeside Tattoos. So probably a VF copy, a few spine ticks here, but it looks great. And they threw this in, or not threw it in. It was part of it was a 2 comic collection, a posting. So Daredevil 92, but I wanted the other one, but it's kind of cool for a freebie, or I think it's a freebie since I got the one I wanted at the price I wanted. Second Ant-Man, Marvel Premiere 48. Amazing Spider-Man 101, first Morbius, and I honestly don't remember what I paid for this, but everything I buy below value, so I'm sure I paid a good price for it. Or I'd like to think I paid a good price for it. Spectacular Spider-Man 64, first Cloak and Dagger. I think the heat's died down on this a little bit. This cover I got simply just because I love it. It's really cool. Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, 111. Kind of a riff on Gulliver's Travels. That's really cool. Uncanny X-Men 130, first Dazzler. Warlock, Power of Warlock #1. Wonder Woman 199, classic bondage cover. Which I'm sure those who are watching are into comics, obviously, and so you've probably watched the History of Comic Books with Robert Kirkman. And they had gone into the backstory of the creator of Wonder Woman, who was really interesting, and they just actually made a movie about him. I can't remember the name of it, but he's actually the inventor of the modern lie detector test, which, if you think about it, the lasso of truth, and essentially what a lie detector is. It's just really interesting, but he was really into bondage and has a lot of these odd covers, but I picked this up. Iron Man, War Machine, 282. Warlock 10, it's Thanos origin issue. Thor 165, I don't know what I paid for this, maybe 45, 50. I won it in an auction. The first him, it's not in very good shape, but for the price I paid, it was a good deal. And I buy so much stuff and throw them into boxes, I don't always know what I have. So I've been wanting this for a while, and I've been looking for a decent price. And I was digging through a box, and I found it. So I don't know if I bought it or if I got it as part of a collection that I bought. I honestly have no idea, but I have it, and it's in great condition, and I'm happy. The Human Torch #1. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but it's kind of irritating. And I have the CLZ app, and I use it, but the problem is I have 12 short boxes, and then modern crap I buy that isn't in there, and I don't have anything organized either. So if I ever want to get into a box and find something, good luck. And I'm going through 30 short boxes. It's ridiculous. The Uncanny X-Men 151, Kitty Pryde leaving the X-Men. This is the first, I think, White Queen, which I need to re-bag. But there's some writing here, but it's cool. This is the first Dark Phoenix, I believe. I'm bidding right now, and I'm the high bidder. I'm trying to get the first Phoenix. Phoenix? I think it's Phoenix. Which shot up in price. It's just ridiculous right now. I think they're making a movie. Uncanny X-Men 142. I think I got this for $14. It used to be kind of going for something. The heat died down. There's a little crease right there, but. And then Black Panther #1. I don't know if anyone saw it. I'm sure everyone saw the movie, but I didn't think I would like the movie, but I actually thought the movie was well done and was pretty entertaining. These I got. I have a neighbor who does storage, manages storage units, or he's a district manager for storage units, so he comes across comics occasionally. And if you watch one of my prior videos, he and I had gone in together on a collection that he came upon. And I think my half was $170, and it had the first Heroes for Hire in near mint condition. It had Spider-Man 300. It had New Mutants 98. These were all in near mint condition, and a bunch of other crap. I think there were I don't know, 10 boxes. If you go back, you'll see the video, and I show some of the stuff. But he came upon these, and my oldest son is 24, so he was really into Toy Story and Hunchback of Notre Dame. So I saw this and I had to get it. It was it's the 2 collection, the Disney Comic 2-pack. And that's the back side of it. But I think I got both of these for like $5. So the Hunchback of Notre Dame. And this is the back side, but it's just kind of nostalgic for me. If you're old like me, you get nostalgic. And if you're young, one day you soon will be nostalgic for crap. Youngblood, number 9, and it's the Obama sketch variant. And I think I got this for like $9 from a group on Facebook that I belong to. They were selling, I think it's the same seller who I got the Spider-Man comics from. So first Hulkbuster, which I picked up just because of the Infinity Gauntlet movie. It looks like the Hulkbuster's in it, and I just thought that was really cool, so I sought this out. Wonder Woman, first Cassandra something smart, who later becomes, not Supergirl, somebody. Becomes somebody. Spider-Man 107. The Flash. I think this is the Death of Reverse Flash. I got this and this one, which is the Death of Reverse Flash as well. Or it's a story arc. And I got it for like $20. I was the only one who bid on it. And so with shipping it for like $24, I got it. And I think I have both of these, but for the price, I couldn't leave it there. On this, I got Avengers 195 and 196 for Taskmaster. Defender, Starhawk. And a lot of the heat on some of these have died down. I remember I got some of these several months ago. I buy these whenever I find them at a reasonable price. And this is just New Mutants 100. I bought these years ago, and I have the first, second, and third printing of these. This first X-Force, and I just pick them up whenever I see them. Which the price has gone a little nuts on them. Because I think there's anticipation, or they're in the new Deadpool 2 movie, which the trailer looks good. Star Wars 43, Lando Calrissian. You can pay like $8 for that. Shadow Man. I've always liked this cover. I've never owned it, so I picked it up. Found it for a reasonable price and picked it up. I liked all of these Valiant. I liked Archer and Armstrong, Shadow Man, Bloodshot, Eternal Warrior. I liked all of them. Hardcore. I always pick them up when I see them. They're usually pretty cheap, except for a few key issues. They're becoming more popular, but it used to be you could get them for like nothing. This is Batman 655, first Damian Wayans, and I swear I have this in a box somewhere, but I don't see it on my CLZ app. So until I find it, I'm going to assume I don't have it. So I bought it. I have this, and it's not really worth anything, but it was for a couple bucks on eBay. Sword of Azrael, and I just liked the story, so I picked it up. I'll pick up anything if it's reasonably priced and I like it. And this is Iron Maiden. You know, I'm into metal once again, and I love Iron Maiden. So these are just really cool covers. This is 1 of 5. The first one was 3 of 5. It's kind of cool. I haven't read them yet, but I pick up anything like that. Metallica, Slayer, anything I see like that I'll pick up. Venom Lethal Protector, and I have the first. I bought this when it came out at the newsstand, but I know this had picked up some heat, which is ridiculous because these you could get for like, you know, a quarter. And I picked it up for a couple dollars. I found it on eBay, and so I just picked it up just because I wanted to read it actually, and I still haven't read it. It's sitting in a box. Vampirella cover, J. Scott Campbell. Once again, I'll pick up covers if they look cool. This cover I picked up because I liked it, and then there is a black and white variant of it. And another Vampirella, which I really like this cover. It reminds me of the house in Psycho. This is the House of Mystery 224, and it is a Neil Adams cover. That's why I picked it up. Web of Spider-Man. And this I got for free. I think I have this. In fact, I know I have it. But I had bought a Valiant Rye Zero, and it took forever to get here. The seller claims that he sent it, and then I didn't receive it. I've never not had a book arrive, and I buy a ton of crap from eBay. And then he said he'd resend it, which I got when he resent it, and then he threw this in, I guess, as a way to say sorry. But it's cool. I think it's worth a couple bucks. This one I got just because it's, you know, metal. The guy giving me metal horns, but it's Punks, the comic Image #4, but it's a homage to Spider-Man. And I have like the Gen 13. Whenever I see like the homage to the Spider-Man that #1 that Todd McFarlane did, I'll pick them up. I just thought this was cool, and I think it's worth a little bit. Worth a bit. This, I don't really show modern comics. I buy modern comics. I just don't really show them, but this cover I've always liked. It's a variant to Black Hammer #1, which is a really good series if you haven't read it. I think it was like a San Diego Comic-Con variant, but it has that old look to it. That oldie time look. And this is Detective Comics. I did not pay 50 bucks for it. I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. And I did, for the first Gotham City Sirens, I did not want to pay too much for it. So I kind of waited until I found it for a reasonable price. And 20 bucks, it was about what they go for. I'd looked for them in the wild. And where I live, there are very few comic shops. If you watch any of my videos, you'll know that one of our local LCSs that's been around 43 years recently had gone out of business, which worked for me. I mean, it sucks they went out of business, but it worked for me because I got a spinner rack for 200 bucks. They had 3 of them, 2 of the kind that I got, and then one of the, I think it was like it was a Dark Horse, had a Dark Horse top to it, which I'll show when I'm doing the video. I'll show you the comic rack that I got. But anyway, I digress. We have very few shops here, so there's not a lot of back issues to go through. So I kind of look for what I can, and if not, I go to eBay, which is quite frequently. So I got that for 20 bucks. This Detective Comics 826. I think it's a pretty cool story, but I really like the cover. Joker and Robin. And then Daredevil #9. I picked this up recently. It's the first Echo, but I think there was a little bit of heat too. I don't know if there is anymore. And then finally, I have Black Widow, and this was a New York, I think, con variant, and it is #18. I just thought that was a cool cover. And this is the comic rack that I was talking of. Hey Kids Comics. I think it's from the 70s, but I really liked it. The reason I picked it up was just because they're not making any more racks. And when you see them, buy them, because the days of there being newsstands that sell comics are really far and few between. You know, normally mostly it's going to be a comic shop, and they're going to be direct editions, and you don't really see these spinner racks. So for 200 bucks, didn't really want to spend 200 bucks, but once again, they're not making any more, so I bought it. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I'll make another video shortly, and I appreciate each of you who've subscribed, and those of you who are watching. Have a great day. Thank you.